Hello again, everyone. Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to the Sunless Sea. Now, we've made it our way back here, and we've got a couple quick things to do. The first thing on our mind is getting our ship repaired before we leave. Generally, we're in pretty good shape on the other fronts here, but we've got some repairs to do, so let's head over to London. From here, we can head to Dry Dock, and from there, we can do a couple quick repairs. We can trade in our Admiralty's favor for fuel if we want to, but I would rather spend it here. 25 echoes for full hull repair, or it would be 100 echoes for full hull repair. Generally, the cheaper option is better, so let's do that. We can afford it. Here we go. Back up to full hulls. We can afford to deal with whatever happens to us in the deeps. And for now, down we go. Let's see what happens. We're heading back down south to the Carnelian coast because we've learned some interesting things down there. We know that we have made progress on converting our ship into a submarine, but in order to actually take advantage of it, we're going to need to drop off the sonar research we acquired last time. Things should hopefully work out well for us, but we'll have to head down there and see what else may get involved. We've got plenty of food and fuel for the long journey down south, so it should be a grand old time. For now, let's go. We may have to worry about some crabs on the way, but they shouldn't be too much of a problem, because we've got plenty of firepower. From them, we can get a little bit more food. It won't help us too much, but it's not bad. And apparently we get it again, so let's butcher it for supplies. There we go. Gets us 25 fragments. I'm not quite sure how we managed to butcher it twice, but I'm not going to complain. We'll stop in very briefly here in Quaker's Haven. And while we're here, we'll approach the dock. Oh. Something may have changed on Mutton Island. The moment passes. Interesting. A still, sleepy evening. Something is different. Fewer coils of smoke rise from the chimneys. Half the windows are dark, even at this early hour. What's going on? Let's find out where everyone is. We peer through the black window. We see a table laid with silver cutlery, and ashes white in the hearth. The rug is crumpled, untidily. A solitary boot lies on it. Singing rises from the cock and magpie, raucous, rustic voices accompanied by a jangling piano. The Man in the Well is a popular ditty in these parts. We rarely heard it performed with such gusto. Well, let's go see what's going on. The windows are fierce with candles. The singing within is merry, if off-key. As we enter, the singing stops. The locals, crammed into the crooked tap-room, turn to look at us. A table creaks beneath a lavish spread. Bowls of plump ivory beans and peas as big as bullets. Golden potatoes, crunchy with fat. A vast roasting dish, in which a human carcass, trussed neatly with twine, sizzles in its juices. A custodial chef carves it like a Sunday roast. "Ah," he says, lifting his knife. "Regrettable timing. Capture them, brothers and sisters. We'll string them in the well, in anticipation of less fortunate times." We've stumbled across an appalling feast. Well, do we pull up a chair? We do have unaccountably peckish. Do we try to run for it? Try to fight our way free? Well, we know we have a safer option here if we try to join in, but we've tried to avoid cannibalism as much as we could in this playthrough so far. Do we try to run? Or do we try to fight? It's not a good odds no matter what we do. I believe we still have some wounds to take in case things go wrong, but I have no idea what we're getting into here. Well, the odds of fighting for it are slightly better. Let's try and get out with our lives if we can. Or run? Yeah, we're gonna try and get away. Maybe luck will be on our side. Fleet of foot. They catch a craggy crewman in the doorway, but his struggles buy the rest of us the lead we needed. What follows is a desperate flight across cobbles slick with Z-mist. Rosy-cheeked villagers, bristling with butcher's knives, puff in pursuit. We see a second group descend from the hilltop well, carrying lit candles and thistle crowns, but they are too late to cut us off. Scrambling onto our ship, we steam into the broad gloom of the Untersee. We leave Mutton Island to its ravenous inhabitants. Well, we've escaped from Mutton Island. We've lost a crew, and we've gained 3 tales of terror and an intriguing snippet. Well then. Turns there's a blockade now. Mutton Island is under quarantine, a wan lookout calls in a shaky voice, until such time as proper manners and appetites are restored. We'll find no welcome here. Well, luckily we didn't die. We did lose a crewman, but such is a price to be paid for exploring cannibals, I suppose. Well, well. I'm glad we made that save there, though. We were able to escape, even with only a 1 in 3 chance of doing so. I wonder what else could have happened there. I wonder. For now, we head down south, though. Plenty else to explore. And our main goal of acquiring a submarine is yet to be discovered. Interesting. That ship just ceased to exist? Okay. It's fine. Totally fine. Alright. The terror builds quickly when the lamps are off. I'm going to turn them back on for the time being. There's the wreck. The wreck of the Miko, indeed. It's a big ship there. Significantly larger than we are. We're kind of just beelining it south right now to try and get there as fast as possible without too many more interruptions so we can get going beneath the waves. But we'll see what else happens along the way. We found an eastern angler crab hiding under the bottom of our map. Let's see if we can't deal with it without too much trouble here. Our blue scintillac is on cooldown. Oh, what happened there? Oh, he went underwater. Okay, that's fine. So we won't be able to use that to our advantage, but we do have the ability of just backing up faster than he can catch up to us, so that should help. And he's down. Alright. Let's get back down there and see what this eastern angler crab has in store. Why, hello there. We can butcher it for supplies or dissect it for knowledge. Let's butcher it for supplies. We now have an unprepossessing mass and 2 more supplies. That'll help. Let's keep going then. We open the prepossessing mass. There's probably something horrible inside, but possibly there is not. A wooden corner shows some kind of case or box is encased in the salty jelly. Let's open it up. A cask of wine. It seems intact, although we know... who knows how the taste may have altered. Perhaps we won't tell the buyers where we found it. There you go. We got a case of mushroom wine as well. Let's head down south and keep moving. Port Carnelon awaits. We may have another large fishy friend to fight here when we get down further if we find another behemoth stash, but we'll see what happens. We shall see. We're definitely on the approach right now. We just have to avoid sailing directly into a vortex if we can help it. Hello there, behemoth stash. I should have guessed you would be here. Reversing hard. Don't you bump me. Alright, we're good for now. We're gonna save our scintillac this time if we can help it. We shouldn't need it. Oh man, that thing comes real close. Alright, we got the behemoth stash. Inside, let's dig around in its innards and see what we can find. We have an unprepossessing mass again. Let's see what this one does. A tin can. Let's see what's inside. We have a live specimen. A sizable can once held a significant quality of corned beef. Now something coiled and watchful layers in it. Extracted carefully, it may have a use. There we go, we got ourselves a live specimen. And we'll continue heading down south. Because we're just about at Port Carnelon now. Just about there. There we go. The hidden workshop again. Let's complete phase 2. We brandish the pilfered Zonar schematics. The engineers cheer. They set to work immediately. Our ship is docked at the workshop and concealed beneath a set of awnings. Beneath, hammers ring, drills whir, mechanics argue, reconcile, improvise. From the outside, our ship looks largely unaltered, but inside, new pipes gleam. A satisfying lever stands by the helm, surrounded by an array of mysterious gauges and dials. This extends the ship, the shell hull, weary engineer explains. Don't pull it till you're out at sea, eh? The fierce philanthropist offers us a sherry. We've done it, she says. To your new journeys, Captain, wherever they may lead. If we trade this ship for another, our chief engineer will automatically apply the submarine conversion process to the new vessel. Future captains can obtain a submarine conversion by returning to Port Carnelon. They don't have to repeat the quest. Okay, we can press T when it's Z to transform. Interesting. Well, 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 we've got it after all that. I'd say it's about time we refill our fuel supply. Now we might head down, right here, to see where we get at the beginning. Sell our cask of mushroom wine while we can. Buy another fuel to take us on our way. Submerging. Another proud owner of a submersible sub. Use the submerge button to convert our ship into a submarine. Alright. Well, let's head out to Z and see what happens. I have no idea what kind of terrors lurk in the depths here. But maybe we'll get a little bit away from those whirlpools first. Ready, folks? It's time to go down. Down, down, down. Sonar lets us see beneath the Z. When underwater, it highlights nearby obstacles, discoveries, and creatures with a dim blue glow. We'll have to get closer to find out what they are. This is worrying already. I don't know what this is, and I'm afraid. Oh, it's a current. That's interesting. Because there are currents under the ocean, you can ride in them to go faster. This is unsettling. Is there a map of the undersea? There is not. This is weird. I wonder if all of our weapons and things work under here. I don't know about you folks, but I am personally very uncomfortable about deep underwater. So this makes me very nervous. What's over here? We have an oxygen limit too. A beloved. I don't know if they're hostile to us. I'm just gonna leave it for now. We're exploring still. We're exploring still, just getting a look at what exists down here. Like, what's that? We found a fuel. Okay, unclear what it is, but our engineers ensure us it'll burn. The whirlpools exist underwater, too. It's about time we headed back up, though. We're running out of air. That was Adam's Doom right beside us there, that big whirlpool we saw. Interesting. If we take a look at our map... No, if we take a look at our ship, perhaps, though. Let's look at our journal here. What's the button for that? It gives the tier. Here we go. Does our ship have an option for more air capacity? Does it say how much air we have? Doesn't seem to. Interesting. It does refill surprisingly slowly, though. Interesting. Well, we're gonna go back under, obviously, because that's what we're here for, so let's sink under the Z again and see what other things lurk down here. We should be back in safe enough waters if the same rules of the normal Z apply. Being underwater near London should be safer than most. But we'll see. So far we haven't discovered anything significant under the Z. We've just seen the Beloved there. This looks like the shadow of the dock? Is that what this is? Are these shadows or are they actually walls? They look like walls. What is this? Another submarine. A wreck ship. Uh-oh, it's coming for us. It's definitely coming for us. Direct hit. It's going down faster than we are, but we're taking damage here. It's almost dead. Okay, we've defeated the wreck ship. What is this all about? We've defeated a wreck ship. It makes a much more convincing wreck now that we've finished with it. Destroy them utterly. Perhaps they're still shamming. Perhaps we're in need of target practice. Perhaps we just haven't blown anything up in a while. Or we can send a boarding party. That seems like a bad idea to me. Let's try and just destroy them utterly and see what happens. There's no such thing as too sure. Whether or not they were playing dead, it's all moot now. There isn't much left. We might be able to make some repairs using the smithereens. And besides, sometimes destruction is its own reward. We've lost 2 terror, gained a hull, and gained 50 fragments. Interesting. What is this? What is this? Uh-oh, that's a ship. It's a Corsair ship. Thankfully, it's very low health. Ah, they got us, though. If I had fired faster, we probably would have been fine. What is this all about? The Zub's lights illuminate dark tendrils of blood in the water. There is movement at the porthole. Some of the Corsairs have survived. We can destroy their submarine. We can attempt to board the wreck. Or we can negotiate a surrender. Let's board the wreck and steal their things. We have a 100% chance of success. Let's give it a try. A bright glow on the undergalley waxes and wanes erratically, but it's enough to guide us to our ship. The skirmish is brief. The Corsair's swords swing slowly through the water. Our crew are quicker at cutting air lines. Their bodies are pulled down to the Z-bed by the weight of their suits. We begin to salvage their supplies. We get 2 supplies and 2 fuel. What is this other thing? What is this? A wreck. Interesting. A wreck rates below, a dark shape in dark water. What caused it to sink, and does anything salvageable remain? The cargo hold is intact. Perishables will have spoiled, but preserved supplies may endure. We don our diving suit. The hold is a wretched, half-collapsed thing, shattered beams and floating debris. Our navigator helps us remove a spar of fallen steel, uncovering sealed boxes. They contain heavily salted biscuits, hardtack, preservatives, and lard. Alright, we got 2 supplies. Interesting. There are a lot of hostiles down here, but not much else from what we've seen so far. Where are we? We're getting close to London. We're also getting quite low on air. We'll probably have to resurface in a moment just to resupply. Might as well. It also isn't an immediate escape, so if we're getting chased by something, we won't be able to just hit transform and be home free instantly. It's good to note. Let's get our air back here. And we're gonna go back down. We're gonna look underneath London and see what lies down there first. That seems like a most likely interesting area. And so... back down again we go. I don't know how much is under here, but I'm intrigued. I also don't know what'll happen if we come up from the Z in London, because they don't like the submarines there, as we learned earlier. So maybe an interesting thing to experiment with. We also know Bad Stevener's Abyss is right near here. So that may be something interesting. We don't know much. Something has appeared halfway up the menu there. This looks to be underneath London. There seems to be nothing here. Kind of surprised and kind of disappointed that there's nothing here right away. Does anything happen if we sail over these abysses? Another message half popped up. It's the submarine tutorial. Low Barnet. Here's something of interest. Ooh. Hello. Low Barnet. A sunken church with docking ports. Sediment has built up against the lower walls, and long ago choked neglected crypts and crooked tombstones. The interior is sealed, yet the deep peals of the tower's bell can be felt even through a submarine hull. We can explore the church. That'll get us a port report. We can trade stories with the congregation. We can witness a contest of stories, transport a wandering parson to his next destination, or drop off a Blemigan. Lovely. Let's explore the church first. There is no pulpit. The organ has bent, broken pipes, but Low Barnet is still a house of worship, of a sort. Groups of sailors gather in the aisles. The choir benches are clean and face a makeshift stage. Lantern-eyed fish pass behind colorful windows of stained glass. The door to the bell tower is guarded by 2 burly vergers. The tridents are a nice touch. Let's try trading stories. They're eager for new tales. What do we have here? Interesting. They want stories of other places we've never seen. Look at all these interesting names. Okay. So if we've been to Anth, we can talk about it here. Hideaway, Nook, Rosegate, Scrimshander, Undercrow, and Rack. Interesting. Interesting indeed. We can also witness a contest of stories. There seem to be 2 preachers. A competition is in progress. A voluble visitor tells of the Sideways Regiment, a plunderous legion of trained crabs. First they present a mighty collective shell. Then comes the onslaught of 1,000 nippers. Why, I only escaped thanks to a timely cloud of ink from my squid, which I befriended for precisely such an occasion. The unlikely story wins the acclaim of the congregation, whilst her rival slumps, disappointed. The visitor waves her top hat and proceeds to the bell tower. Its doors close behind her. Do we ask about the competition? Let's do that. We approach an apprehensive seaman who is staring into the distance, perhaps imagining marching ranks of crustaceans. We ask what happened here. The competition? Best story wins. Captain says it's all in the delivery. We need a fine yarn to spin too. When we inquire about the winner's reward, his gaze turns wistful. If they're lucky, they get taken up. Wish I had a story to tell. Presumably we can't just walk in, but let's try. 2 surly vergers block our approach to the door. One points back at the congregation. Only winners allowed, he grunts. Next one soon. Alright, well let's leave then. A few souls linger, gazing at the closed doors of the bell tower. We've just turned away when we hear the sonorous bong of the bell within. Its peals repeat every few seconds before becoming abruptly muffled, then finally silent. An excited murmur runs through the congregation. Although we keep an eye on the bell tower door, the winner does not emerge. Well, well. Well, well indeed. Interesting. Do they sell anything here? They do. They trade tales of terror in exchange for fuel. And they trade memories of distant shores for supplies. It's all about the stories here. Interesting. Well, it turns out there are things beneath the sea. A little bit of exploring took us a long way. Does this do anything? Ooh, that's spooky. An eruption of violent, the color of perilous understanding. 5 terror and 100 fragments. We can't surface here. Interesting. But we can surface here. I had a feeling driving into those would be bad. But it looks like we just barely got away with it. Well, now we have a submarine. And the questions of what exists beneath the waves persist. This is going to be really confusing, though, if the map has the same things. Is there no way to, like, put a overlay on it so we only see what's on the actual surface? Doesn't look like it. That's going to make exploring hard, too. Well, we're going to head back to our lovely docks here. An inspection by the Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of, but we don't have any firkins of red honey. We don't have any gifts for the Pirate King. We have nothing to hide. We leave scuff marks on the newly scrubbed decks and take great pleasure in tangling the rigging. And I find nothing dangerous, though. Let us collect messages from the Harbor Master. Someone wants to sign on. The Alarming Scholar has invited us to call on them at the university. We have another free day. The Rose Market bustles on Roser's Wharf. That seems new. I've never heard of Roser's Wharf before. Very interesting. Well, we've got a couple quick things to do here. So the first thing we're going to do is going to pass through this tutorial to make sure it goes away, and then we'll probably end the episode there. What does it say here? Once we sail away from port, we can press T to submerge. Once underwater, our navigation bats a sonar system. Indeed, limited supply of oxygen. If it hits 0, we just die. Okay, so we have to be careful not to let it hit 0, because it will just kill us. And that looks like that's the end of the tutorial. Alright. That's straightforward enough. Don't run out of air. It's not a good thing to do. Is it the Rose Market? Very interesting. Let's go to the new recruit and grab a free Zailer. This very cheap Zailer. That'll help us deal with our supplies, our sacrifice recently. But overall here, I think we're doing pretty good. And while we're here, actually, let's see what they think about this undersea colony. Tell them about Quaker's Haven. This should be interesting too. Mutton Island's our problem now. I'm sure order will be restored in due course. We have 5 echoes and 1 fuel. Something about Low Barnet. I'm interested that they're okay with us having been there, because they're not okay with submarines existing. Ah, yes, the congregation that worships stories. What did I tell you? We got a fuel, 15 echoes, a favor, and we've got the quality of having surveyed it. Surprised they didn't say anything about that. Interesting. Well, while we're here, we'll drop off for some time with our family. That'd be a nice thing to do. See how they're doing. We enjoy their company. We lose 20 terror, which is great. And we have a couple more quick things to do here, which I figure we might as well get in before we end the episode, because getting ourselves some more recent news is good. Gains us a supply as well. Very nice. Promotional coupons. That's always good. I think, apart from that, we're in pretty good shape here. If we head back to the rest of the city, what else could we do? We can go check out the Roser's Wharf. We'll do that next time, I think. So that's a good place to leave it for now. Thank you for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing a little bit more Sunless Sea for you. If you enjoyed our episode here, exploring beneath the waves for the first time, let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and until next time, bye-bye.